The most important lesson I learned? Mess with the chick that like you, not the one you like. The one you like, you're gonna accept all kind of stuff out of it. And y'all know it's true. You're gonna accept all kind of stuff, but you never accept off another chick. And it might be another chick right next door that like you and gonna do everything and keep you right. But you rather mess with this pretty girl over here that's giving you all kind of problems, you dig? That's how the world goes. Not just with the pimp and the whole game. A lot of people have a tendency to right people they're supposed to treat right, that's loyal and dedicated, they overlook it and they treat the other people right. That mean them no good.
Tell us the truth!
Society at large is raising tricks and hoes. And knowing that you're doing all that you can to keep your family separated from this lifestyle. But unbeknownst to you, up until the time that you actually saw this video, you never put it together that America was raising tricks and hoes. And they have placed you and your family in jeopardy because this is the social ideology. You work hard, you get some money, you give the money to the girl, and she's nice to you. Or, from a female perspective, when you find a guy who has some money and he takes you out, buys you dresses, diamonds, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's the guy that you're nice to. In my mind's eye, any exchange of sex for economic gratuity, according to Webster, is prostitution. So when you come face to face with who you are as a person, an individual within this society, how do you handle that? Again, a prince of the game is simply somebody who chooses not to play that particular game, who has reversed the game on psychology and said, I want the cash. I want the diamonds. I want the furs. I want the house on the hill.
I'm old enough to tell you, women didn't act the way they act today. A lot of women act different. You know, a lot of women are today is more like, you know, independent minded. You know what I mean? They don't listen to men. You know what I mean? They don't respect men. They don't hold men in high esteem. You know, even, you know, the preacher used to preach, you know, the Bible says, you know, that's what he said. The Bible says, so, women, submit to your men. And you tell a woman to submit now, I don't care if Jesus said it. They trying to hear that. They not, Jesus do, that's in the Bible, but they don't believe in that.
I'm like, yeah, then I'm listening to the city girls. I'm listening to everybody break a trick and this. I'm like, damn, they hard on the boys out there, man. Like, I'm like, nah, man, I got to stand up for this shit. I'm from Memphis. Like, so now it's like, nah, bitch, sock it to my pockets. So now I'm trying to make all the real men like, nah, bitch, sock it to my pocket, put it in my mitt. Let me get that. So hopefully I'll be the one that changed the wave.
You're going to tilt the scales back in the other direction.
Yeah, man, we can't be going for this shit.
Yeah.
Make them come clean. They was here to, come clean like the washing machine. Them need to, what they were doing back in the day, putting it in their hand, it's going to go back to that with me. It ain't going to be this no more. Like, nah, like
also,
I said,
we can't set up a whole generation of young women to think that they could just be pretty and get rich off of dudes.
Exactly. We ain't going for this.
Take this woman. Now, that's a very important point. Do you take her? Because when you take her, you are taking her from them. That means that at best, his name will be hyphenated, if not dropped. And before you take my daughter's name, my name off my daughter, I got to know you mean what you say. Because my name got her through college. And my name got her this far. And my name got her first car. And my name has covered her all her life. And you ain't going to just walk up here and take her and not mean it. Your name has got to mean that. Good God, don't play with me here. I got to know you mean it. You ain't going to drop my name and then drop her. Do you take her for better or for worse? Do you take her for richer or for poorer? Do you take her in sickness and health, or are you going to just take her till something better comes along and you're going to take that? Because if you're going to do that, then get out my face. You can't have her. She needs to be just as safe as you, with you, as she was with them. Do you take her? Yeah. Will you take her when her breasts are reduced or they're cut off to save her life? Will you take her when you have to push her around in a wheelchair? Will you take her when she loses her mind and she doesn't even recognize who you are? Will you take her for better or for worse? Forever. Will you love her to death? That's what marriage is. This ain't no game. Can I trust you forever? Or is it based on my performance? I perform in the bedroom, perform in the boardroom, bring the money home. Does his muscles have to be like the old boyfriend's muscles? Or do you take him just as he is forever? And then can we be naked and not ashamed? Can I tell you what I've been hiding from everybody else? Can you handle what they did to me when I was too little to protect myself? I don't know who I'm talking to in here. And can you handle that? See, some of y'all in these little petty relationships, you ain't got no commitment. You with the woman till she don't make you happy no more. Marriage is forever. You hear what I'm saying? Little punk commitments we making. It's forever. When it says I take you, that means I got you. Y'all can go home.
You know, my question is this. At what point do men start to understand that when you submit yourself to your lust, you submit yourself to the control of the women around you, especially the ones you're attracted to? When you commit yourself to being a victim of your lust, then you accept a position of powerlessness and submission in the presence of the women you're attracted to. And that's the reality of it. See, what happened in this society, man, because as the title states, when pimping dies and tricking lives on, the women in the society will take over. That's just the way it is. We've all seen the stories of guys getting rich staying in the projects. How does that end? Tell me the one guy who got rich and stayed in the project and it worked out good for him. There are none. You can't even get rich and stay in your old neighborhood, even if it's not the projects. Now, another thing is this. Men are out here marrying hoes and turning out good girls. There's a bunch of that going on. Like, you got a good girl, you try to turn her out. You know, there are men who get a good girl and complain that she ain't a hoe. Complain that she don't do all the nasty, freaky stuff that they used to. Man, if you got a girl who doesn't do that stuff, let her be a girl who doesn't do that stuff. If you want someone who does that stuff, there's a girl who does it already. There's a girl who does it already, so there's no need to try to turn out a good girl. Like Pimp C said, you got to stop treating these chickens like ladies and these nice ladies like hoes. It makes no sense. And then you have guys who, and I counsel a lot of guys, man, a lot of women too. And they marry a woman and tell her it's just you, it's nobody else. But they got like 100 women all the time, just always chasing women. So that's validating those women by chasing them while you marry. Do you know how much you validate women, man? If you got a wife and you chase a scallywag, you know how much you value a scallywag? Because let me tell you something about women. Women don't lie about their value to each other because they can't. Women lie about their value to men. Women elevate their value to men. A woman can't elevate her value to another woman because a woman knows what feminine value is. A woman knows what's valuable as a woman. The same way a man can't overvalue himself to us. A man can sell a dream to a woman, but a man can't sell a dream to us. It's like pulling up in the Lamborghini with dirty shoes. Dirty white shoes. So what we have to understand is this, man. We're in a society where sex has gone from being a tool that's used by men to a weapon that's used by women against men. It used to be a tool that was used in reverse psychology with women. You know the effect you have when a woman's used to men chasing her for sex, and then she tried to give you some sex? and you turn her down, of course you're gonna get the regular rhetoric, you question your sexuality and all that. But deep down inside, it affects her ego. It affects her self-esteem. It affects her self-worth. Because truth be told, when you strip down all the degrees she might have in her career and sit her down in her bad essence as a woman, she knows the only value that she has is between her legs. That's the value for a man. For a man who has, for a 6, 7, 8 man. If you got your money right, your mind right, your body right, your soul right, your credit right, she knows that the only value she can give you is that. But we're in a society where guys don't understand what kind of power that is. If you deal with women from that perspective where you understand that that's her value, that's power for you. Because everything about you is more valuable than that. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, sex ain't worth no money. It don't matter who it is. It just ain't worth no money. I'm talking about it ain't worth a quarter. It don't have to be a lot of money. It ain't worth no money, brothers. Not none. And I ain't making this up. So the truth of the matter is this. When you live in a society where men are willing to do anything for the probability, the possibility, the likelihood or unlikelihood of being intimate with a woman, then it's different if the men are doing anything after they get the woman. That's a totally different thing. I understand that. It ain't gonna happen to me. I don't condone it, but I understand it. When men are doing anything for the woman before they even get the woman, before they even get whatever it is they want. If you want the woman as a wife, if you want the woman as a companion, if you want the woman as an intimate partner, whatever you want the woman for, if you're not getting that, but you're giving everything, you know how many women out here get treated like their wives by men that they're not even intimate with? There are so many women out here, man, that you would think. See, a lot of guys don't understand women. They believe that if you see a woman with a bunch of men, she having sex with all those men, but she's not. These guys are hypocritical. And that's why I don't listen to a bunch of it. You say on one hand that the top 20% of guys are getting all the women. Then you turn around and see a woman who got 5 men and only one of them in the top 20%, but you tell yourself she cutting all of them. But I thought only the top 20% are men. If a woman sees a man as somebody that she loves to be intimate with, those other guys are not going to get into intimacy. She can have 15 beta males. But if she got that one alpha don, he the only one gonna get it. The beta males ain't gonna never get it. They're gonna have to do all the other stuff. And the problem is, guys are willing to do that. Guys are willing to go get mani-pedis with women. It's bad enough to get a mani-pedi with a woman that you with, that you are intimate with, that's your woman. These guys are going to get mani-pedis and things like that with women they not even intimate with. These guys are being on call to do things, picking up these women, going picking up grocery from, picking them up from work, dropping them off to get their hair done, picking them back up, taking their car to the shop, taking their car to get washed, man, doing all type of things for these women, painting their house, man, putting a roof on their house, man, cleaning out the chimney, man, killing the snake in the backyard, man, going down there and shooting a bear in the woods, man, doing all type of things, man, coming over there cutting the grass, man, and trimming the hedges and doing all that, man, and putting stuff, putting chlorine in the swimming pool and doing all that, man. And he ain't never even kissed a woman. That's that tricking. So y'all got to keep in mind, man, that a lot of times, man, these guys out here, man, just, treating these women like prizes, man, and these women hadn't done anything to earn that at all. But then a lot of these guys, man, they'll go for any type of touch they can get. It's weird that we in a world where a woman can have a guy who comes over and does that, man, but get him a bowl of it every time he come through. He cool with just coming through getting a bowl of it. He just cool coming through being the man. Whatever that is that she wants, he cool with being the one that's chosen for it. Call him the sop it up bandit. He just come through and sop her up with a biscuit. But even when you listen to the music, listen to female rappers, even listen to female R&B singers, all they talk about is tricks. How they run game on dudes. How they run these dudes ragged. How they charge them. How they break them. How they make them pay. And it's trickling down to the average women out here. They're also thinking along those lines. Okay, well, what I'm going to have to do is make them pay. This is the thing. They've gotten so used to so many tricks that they believe that you're wrong if you're not a trick. Something's wrong with you. Why these women believe you mistreating them if you don't trick off on them? What's wrong with you? I'm giving you the loving. Why ain't you tricking off on me? Because what we believe in the alphasphere, it ain't worth no cash. It ain't worth no cash, man. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I ain't giving a woman a quarter, man, for no loving at all. She should be paying me. I'm Dr. BOA. What am I gonna pay her for? You got famous guys, rich guys, who pay women to be intimate with them when those women should be paying to be intimate with those rich guys. But it's different when you got a lot of rich tricks. When tricks control a society, the women soon take charge and manipulate the tricking. This is what happens when you have a society of active hoes functioning without the guidance and tutelage of pimping. You know what I'm saying? It leads to reckless abandonment of the rules and regulations of the game. See, now the game is coming over into the square world because the tricks, everything is coming online. So it almost legitimized the game to a point where everything coming online. So now there is no pimp controlling seeking arrangements. So seeking arrangements is the wild, wild west for tricking. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is the wild, wild west for tricking. All these other dating sites, man, they're the wild, wild west for tricking. And there is no pimp sheriff in any of this. So when there is no pimp in the game, then the girls are out running the strip, running crazy, overlapping boundaries, going across lines, doing all type of things they shouldn't be doing. And that's the society we live in right now. And it's a terrible society, bro. And that's why, you know, when I can pridefully say that even though I've had multiple opportunities, many opportunities, I have not cut a woman that I met online. I mean, let me rephrase that. I have not cut a woman who pursued me online. And you know I ain't pursued a woman online. I don't pursue women in real life. I don't chase women, man. But I have not had some woman jump in my DM and then I cut her. You know what I'm saying? They jump in there, but they ain't nothing to me, man. She don't even know my real name, bro. She know Dr. BOA. She don't know me. What's the value she bringing to me? It don't matter how bad she is. What's the value she bringing to me? Let me tell you something, man. A bad chick ain't no value to me. That's her beauty. God blessed her with that. That ain't me. What I'm gonna do with that? Tell me how it's gonna benefit me if I ain't finna put out there on the turf. If I ain't finna throw her on OnlyFans. I ain't got time to do all that. I don't need that. That's not my forte. Putting women on OnlyFans, doing all that, that's not my forte, man. I let somebody else do that. There's some boys out here that's cool with that want to do that, that's about that. I ain't about that. So tell me what her beauty does for me. At this point in my life, am I still supposed to be so turned on by her beauty that I'm going to let it validate me? Come on, man. I'm me. I have always deserved beautiful women. And listen, let me rephrase that, because there's not even nothing to deserve. I've always drawn beautiful women to me. Beautiful women and ugly women, women in general. See, this is the problem that I have with guys. Guys be talking about all they draw is attractive women, and you lying. You lying. Because if you're drawing attractive women, then the women who aren't that attractive are flocking to you as well. And that's real. Even unattractive women get their share of tricks and validation these days, man. By the time you cut nines in your life, you should never cut another 5. If that's your goal, is to cut bad chicks. By the time you cutting bad chicks, when you cut 8s and 9s, you should never cut 5s and 6s again. But these guys are led by their lust so much that they don't even respect the fact that they cut the most beautiful women. And they can't just wait until one of those beautiful women is available. They got to go cut a 5 or a 6. And what does that do? When a woman who's a 5 sees a woman who's a 9 with you, and then you turn around and cut that same woman who's a 5, you just upgraded that woman in her own mind to a 9. Instantly, you just upgraded her to a 9. 8 at the very least. Because she's wondering, what else could it be to make you, who has those beautiful women over there, come cut her? You got to think she's as beautiful as they are. And so her validation for the world, it comes from you. you make her feel like you view her with the same level of beauty. But that's what a trick doesn't even think about that. A trick overlooks those things because a trick doesn't really care. A trick doesn't really care about validation. A trick doesn't really care about how he makes a woman feel. A trick doesn't really care about how he makes a woman, man, believe that she's more than she is. He don't care. Because tricks don't respect the ism. They don't respect it at all, man. So the problem is, man, is that there is no punishment for the overuse and abuse of her body for the modern woman. Because she can overuse and abuse her body, man, forever, man, and still end up with a husband. I'm talking about a paid husband, somebody who can take care of her. It doesn't matter because the thing is, when there is no pimping involved, then the woman can still have her high value. Nobody's there to put her in her humble position, to accept who she is and what she is and how she lives. Pimping does that. You understand what I'm saying? A pimp only views a woman, a working girl, one way. A trick views her another way. You know how often these girls, man, get proposed to? You know how often strippers get proposed to? I'm talking about the strippers who work. Not just the ones who, quote unquote, dancing to pay their way through school. Not those. I'm talking about the girls who work, the career strippers, the ones who gonna do it until they can't do it no more. You know how often they get proposed to, man? The guys try to take them out the club life. Sometimes they go, but that's the lifestyle they want. And it takes a man who understands that in order to keep her in that mindset. There's a certain level of treatment that a woman doesn't deserve if she carries herself a certain way. These different levels of treatment have to be earned. The same way a degree has to be earned. She'll go to school 4 years to earn a bachelor's, go to school 2 more to earn a master's, and go to school even more to get a PhD. She's used to earning things. But when you have tricks, in effect, tricks don't make women earn anything. Because tricks don't have the mindset or the capacity to accept the woman earning anything. The only thing they see a woman is something for them to pay. When you say woman, this all a trick thinks. However much he can give off. That's what woman means to him. Oh, must be time for me to pay some more money. And that's all that'll ever mean to him. See, as long as men believe that sex is more valuable than money, tricking is going to continue to grow. And pimping is going to phase out. You know, it's hard to bring the ism into the square world. It's hard to bring the ism into the square world because the majority of women aren't going to bite it. But you think about it. Look as many working girls as there are on the streets, on the turf, on the blade, on the track. Is a very small percentage of women in the world. Very small percentage. I'm talking about microscopic, an infinitesimal. Bro, when I'm talking about something that's not even worth counting, just not even a fraction, a smidget of the women, of the total number of women in the world. And it's even fewer with that mindset in the square world. So yes, I'm never going to get as many women as the next guy because I don't compromise the ism. You know what I'm saying? I don't step and fetch. You know what I'm saying? I don't pitch and catch. I don't do none of that, man. I stay in my lane and do my thing. And I'm going to stick to my guns. But you got men out here that believe that sex is more valuable than money. That's why they'll give off money, man, until they ain't got no more money left. And then they'll go make some more money and give it off some more. Because they believe that the best thing they could do is pay a woman. You know how many men look down on pimps and say, man, they dirty dogs because they take money from women? See, this is the problem. You as a trick, you feel like the only way you get money from a woman, you got to take it. How's a pimp taking money when the woman hit the door and do this? Here you go, daddy. How's that taken? She giving freely. You know why? The one major difference between a pimp and a trick, the one major difference is that the trick believes in the woman. The pimp believes in the woman's belief in him. I'm going to say that again because that was icy. The trick believes in the woman, and the woman believes in the trick's belief in her. The pimp believes in the woman's belief in him. She pay the pimp because she believes in him. She believes in his goals. She believes in his aspirations. She believes in his dreams. She believes in his floss, his shine. She believes in his jewels and tools. Tricks don't even understand that all you gotta do is change your mindset about how you deal with women, and you can get the same effect. They don't want the same effect because you know what it takes? It takes work to pull your mind away from the trick mindset. It takes work to understand that you're going to be unlike any of the guys around you, that your mindset is going to be different. Like women don't even want them listening to me, man. Because this is the thing. If you're a trick and you start listening to me, man, you're going to change the same day. And I'm not saying that because I'm so great or anything. I'm just saying that we're such the opposite of tricking over here that if you're a trick and your woman is running you ragged and you're a do boy and you're a beta male simp mangina, you listen one day, you're going to be different. She's going to sense the difference in you the first day. Why? Because you finally have a thought process option. That's all I am. I'm a thought process option. Guys say cold approach. I say the hell with that. I'm just a thought process option. Any man who has a problem with anything I say is a man who wants to deprive another man of his freedom of speech, his freedom of delivery, his freedom of wisdom. And he wants to deprive other men from bettering themselves if they don't think that what he's saying is the best thing. Me, if you decide you still want to be a trick after you listen to me, man, okay, cool. I don't have a problem with that. Be a trick. I'm not here to force anybody to change and do anything. But I am a thought process alternative. Not because I'm trying to be, but because I live my life and I live, you could call my life an alternative lifestyle. Guys go left, I go right. Guys go high, I go low. Guys go forward, I go backwards. Guys stand up, I sit down. And the bottom line is, a woman is used to dealing with a certain type of men in varying degrees. But she's used to dealing with a certain type of men. So when she comes across a man who is nothing like anything she's ever met, yes, she's intrigued. The most enticing thing about me to a woman is I'm different. She's intrigued by that. But it rarely goes any further than that because eventually, and it happens pretty quickly. I understand that she's been dealing with tricks her whole life, and I'm not finna break down no barriers or no walls, man, try to be with no broad. I'm not finna do that, man. Man, my life, listen, there's only one space for a woman to fit into my life. She either fit in that space or she got to go. I'm not finna create no new space or move nothing around and say, okay, well, that's a round hole. You a square peg? Okay, maybe I can put a square over. Wait a minute. Maybe I can put a square over there. Oh, where is that a little? I think that's a square. Oh, no, it's a rectangle. Well, maybe if we shape the hole. No. If anything gets shaped, I'm shaping the woman. She better shape herself to fit in that hole right there. And that's the reality of it, man. Funny thing is, man, I had a chick tell me this today, man. And I don't be cracking other guys' names in here, man. But I had a chick tell me today, man. She said, you know Kevin Samuels? I said, yeah, I know KS. She said, y'all should do something together because I don't like him and you got the same kind of content. I said, you know what? Thank you. Because if you don't like me, that means your man love it. That means your man love the way it's making him feel, the way it's making him change his life, the way it's making him see you for who you are. I ain't say all that. You ain't got to say all that. I'm just telling you what it is. That's what's happening. Your man listens and he be like, hold up. Man, I do a lot of that stuff. And it don't feel good when I do it. But now I know why it don't feel good when I do it. Go get up, go in there and cook me some breakfast. You can't even sleep in on Saturday no more. You got to get up every Saturday morning now and cook that man breakfast. Sunday, you can't go hang out at your mama house. You got to cook that man dinner now. Why? Because he understands his value. He understands his worth just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. And that's my goal. To make you understand yourself just a little bit better. So you won't be one of these tricks that's out here ruining society. Man, Pimpin' almost dead, man. I never thought I said, man. I never thought I said. But Pimpin' almost dead, man. I'm talking about in the real world and on the turf, it's dying, man, because there's just too many tricks who are tricking off on women outside of the confines of the game. Outside of the confines of the game. And it's changing the game, man. It's changing the game. And not in a positive way, man. It's changing the game in a terrible way. You cannot believe in masculinity or be a masculine man if you adamantly support and promote random acts of tricking. Like you can't view yourself with any type of ism in your bones. If you believe you're supposed to take women out on dates you just met. If you believe you're supposed to wine and dine women you just met. If you believe you're supposed to buy gifts for women you just met. If you believe you're supposed to take trips for women you just met. Take trips with women you just met. If you believe you're supposed to sacrifice for women you just met. You're not supposed to sacrifice for no one. But especially for women you just met. If you believe you're supposed to get access to your life to women you just met, then you are one of those tricks. And tricking is a cancer to any inkling of the ism that's left in the square world, man. And there ain't much. There ain't much. Tricking is the accepted currency exchange in the square world, man. And it's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. I'm telling you. Women are starting to view intimate pleasure and their ability to give it as their biggest cash crop. They're starting to view their bodies as their biggest cash crop. They don't even view their bodies as something to protect anymore. They don't view their bodies as something to withhold and cherish. They view their bodies as something to get a check out of, man. They view their bodies as something to command a check with, man. And this is a sad thing, brothers. It's a terrible thing. Really bad. No lie. Hold on, man. Let me go in here and see if I can go to the app, man. All right. So, you got to keep in mind, man, that when you have a bunch of guys who haven't had access to regular intimacy for years, because this is the thing. You have guys who had girlfriends but still didn't have access to regular intimacy. A man who is in the presence of a woman but not getting any intimacy, it's okay when you don't have a woman. When you flying solo, when you're doing, you're doing your little no-fap thing or you're abstaining or whatever, or when you're just a single man, it's okay. But if you got a woman, man, you in a relationship, you living every day with her, man, come on, bro. It's a sad situation. And so these men get access and they go crazy. They overindulge and go crazy. And they get to the point where they're willing to do anything for it. Because let me tell you something. If you were already taking care of a woman, paying bills for a woman, and providing for a woman who wasn't giving you no sex, you'd do anything for a woman who giving you some. Anything. You got to figure whatever in your life, man, that you need her to help with, put her to the test. Like testing a woman is irrelevant. Put her to work. That's your test. Whatever you might need her to do, put her to work. Give her a task to do. See if she does it. See how well she does it. See if she does it with passion. That's the only thing that's worth testing in a woman. Her ability to provide that thing that you need her to provide. Any other test is like what women do. Like as men, we don't turn around and give women the same test they give us. The test that you give her has to be something that benefits you. So if she accomplishes the test, you benefit from it. If she doesn't accomplish the test, then guess what? The task, rather. If she doesn't accomplish the task, then you benefit anyway because you got a chick who ain't going to benefit your life. You got to always give a woman a task to do in your life, man. They test us, we task them. I'm not giving her a test. I'm going to give her a task to do. A test is easy. You can manipulate a test. You can cheat on a test. You can manipulate the answers. A task either is done or is not. And that's the way that we have to view it as men. So find a task for her to do, man. Had a potter who moving them trees back in the day, man. He met a chick, man, and he was going up and down the road in a rental car. She had a truck with a bed cover on it. He told her, man, this was within like the first month of meeting her. Man, he took her truck down the road, man, loaded it down. You know what I'm saying? Loaded down about 100 bowls. And after that point, every time he was going down, he was taking her truck. Her truck became his new transport vehicle. She showed her value. He gave her a task. She completed it. See, the task didn't require her to do anything but say, okay. The task doesn't have to be some menial. You don't have to put her to work and work like a Hebrew slave, but it has to be something that's important to you. That was important to him. Saved him money from renting a car. Gave him a car that he knew was going to have plates, the right plates on it, not some foreign plates or something like that, or some out-of-state plates or whatever. And he knew that whatever was going on, it was her vehicle. The only value a woman can bring to your life outside of what's between her legs, man, is what she can provide for you on your mission. What can she do for you on a mission that you're on? Now, granted, a lot of time these guys don't even know that they're slaves. They don't even know that they caught up. A lot of guys don't even know they tricks. They think it's normal. Tricking has been normalized in this society. Tricking has been normalized in this society. And so if you have a room with 100 men in it, 90 of those men are tricks. 50 of those men are cold, hard tricks, where if you give them another route, they won't take it. They still gonna trick. You know, the reality of the scenario is this, man. This has become the culture that it is because the women are unregulated. There's no punishments, no consequences, repercussions for any of their actions. And when women run wild in the society, the value of the society plummets, the morality of the society plummets, and the ability of the men in society to rebuild a society disappears. So all these guys who are talking about, man, we got to rebuild it. You can't rebuild it. You can't rebuild it. It's being torn down on purpose. How can you rebuild something when somebody else is gradually tearing it down? Let's say we build a mansion. Every day we go out there and build. The next day we get there somebody that came there that night and tore it down. So we build again. They come and tear it down. That's what the process of building a society that is being torn down by the lawless and reckless nature of the women who are in the society not being controlled. Women don't have direction if it's not given to them by men. Women can't manufacture guidance on their own. Even the educated, successful woman, she took that path from the time she graduated high school. She went through college, all of those degrees, all of that learning, all of that time. She was on a one track. She had a one track mind on one path to get to a goal. That's not an amazing accomplishment. Find me a man who has no degree that's rich. That's an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment to sit and read books and learn from the time you 5 years old in kindergarten to the time you 32 with a PhD. I mean, you've been on the same path by the time you got there, and it cost you about 100 racks or better. I'm talking about guidance to circumvent that type of debt. You find me the woman who ain't got no man who got rich without a degree. Find me the woman who ain't got no man who got rich without a degree. Now find me the men who got rich without a degree. Whether legitimate or not, it don't matter. Applying the ism to the square world is the greatest thing that a man can do for himself, not just with women, but apply the principle of the ism to the square world. You got to keep this in mind. Human males are the only ones who pay for the prospect of getting laid. The only ones who pay for the prospect of getting laid. A lion doesn't go and make a kill and bring it to a female lion as a show of his, place in deserving the to mate with her. No other species on the planet does that. Only the human male believes that the thing that the woman has that connects him to her and connects her to him is worth earning. Earning? How you gonna earn something with no value? What kind of work you gonna put in? I want y'all to think about this, man. If a man tell you, if you come over here and help me dig all these ditches, I'm gonna give you a 16-ounce cup of dirt at the end of the day. Put a 1 in the chat if you're gonna go dig some ditches. I'm gonna give you a 16-ounce cup of dirt. Matter of fact, you do a good job, I'm gonna give you 2 16-ounce cups of this dirt we digging out of these ditches at the end of the week. How many of y'all gonna go to work for that? Well, unless you're procreating, unless you want to have a child, sex has no value. It's something you do for fun. It's something you do for entertainment. It has no value unless you are planning to procreate. Y'all know this. Any man out there knows this. No man can deny that the only value sex has, the only true value. Not if you're a sucker and you need a woman to validate you by saying, "Ooh, I got a chance to have sex with a pretty girl. I'm so great." And they get laid and start saying, "Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move." I'm like, bro, you just got laid. Ain't no stopping you. But that's how these brothers feel. It makes no sense, bro. So, the bottom line is, man, we have to keep in mind as men that it's okay for us not to be tricks. It's okay to be different, man. It's okay to look at the guys out here living like chumps and say, that's not the life for me. Is that kind of going to push you into an environment where you don't have a bunch of people around you hanging on you? Cool. Because let me tell you something. The more people you have hanging on, the harder it is to grow because them people get heavy hanging on you, man. You know, the truth of the matter is this, man. At some point in life, even money stopped mattering so much. Money matters a whole lot more when you don't have it than it does when you have it. You know what I'm saying? It matters a whole lot more. So once you get some money, then making money becomes less of an issue for you. You don't even think about making money anymore because by the time you get to a certain point of financial, I call it financial safety, the money's already making itself. You're already making the money. You just got to keep pushing it and keep making it. You start thinking more about how to keep the money. And how to keep the money is a totally different ball game from how to make the money. Or how to grow the money is a totally different ball game from how to make the money. Your whole mindset changes. So if money becomes redundant at some point, if making money becomes redundant at some point, how come there are men who've been still chasing women the same way, man, for their whole lives? When does that chase become redundant? When do you fill your life with so many wonderful things, so many things that occupy your time, and so many things that reward you that you just don't have the time to waste on chasing all the time? For some guys, it never comes. And that's a shame, man. And that's just the way it is. A trick can only make it so far. A trick can only make it so far. Because truth be told, when you overvalue sex, you think like a woman. That's why she's selling it, because she overvalues it. If you overvalue what she overvalues, you're thinking like her. If you undervalue what she undervalues, you're thinking like her. If you want to wear what she wants to wear, you're thinking like her. If you anything you view the same as her, you're thinking like her. Like why do men think it's okay to think like a woman? Help me understand that. The only way to navigate this environment successfully, man, you have to apply the ism. I'm talking about in a no-nonsense manner. You can't be compromising. I was talking to a guy today, man, who's like, man, now he said you don't compromise. Man, I don't compromise, bro. What am I compromised for? You know how many compromises I had to make, man, to get in the position I'm in? You know how many things I had to not do? How many things I had to do? How many things I had to go without? How many things I had to embrace that I really might not have wanted to embrace at the time? Now I'm finna compromise for it, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Why? How is it gonna benefit me, man, to compromise for a bro, man? I'll tell you how. It's not. You dig? It's not. At this point, it makes no sense for me to compromise for a bro, man. The ism, man, is code word for the pimping, man. Compromise is a trick term. Compromise is a trick term. Okay, this is what you want. Because you only compromise for women. Think about it. You only compromise for women. Men sit down and make business deals and come to an arrangement. Women want you to compromise. So when you compromise for a woman, you're pretty much saying, okay, this is what I want. But that's what you want. So instead of wanting this, I'm going to want that. Or instead of you wanting this, how about you meet me halfway and we'll both get something we don't even want? Because if you want what's left and I want what's right, we meet in the middle. Neither of us want the middle. That's some bull. And let me tell y'all a secret, man. A woman is not going to do anything that she believes is detrimental to her in order to benefit you. Now, it may turn out detrimental for her in the end, but she is not going to do anything that she knows for a fact is detrimental to her in order to benefit you. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know why? Because that means she's not stupid. When a man does that, you're stupid. The goal is a man to never have to do anything you don't want to do. And so how you going to fight for that? And then get with a woman and do all type of things you don't want to do. Man, I can't tell you how many times, man, I had a chick in my life, man, try to take me on a spa day. Like, take me where? Listen, the first one who said I had to ask, what's a spa day? Like, I'm thinking she talking about the spa, like, at the gym. Man, she talking about, man, going to get mani-pedis and face mask and all that. Man, these women crazy. What I look like? What I look like sitting up in there with you with some furry slippers on and we in there together, man, doing. You need to call your girls or you need to get you a do boy. I don't mind a woman having a do boy. Cause a do boy ain't no threat. A do boy, he just does. You know what I'm saying? A do boy is somebody who just come through and I'll do it. You want to do that? I'll do it. Go shoe shopping with her, man. Holding her bag and while she's shoe shopping. I ain't finna do none of that. Man, I'm not finna go shopping with no woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. Now, it's different to take a woman shopping. Now, I ain't finna do that either. But it's different to take a woman shopping. You take a woman shopping, she just following your lead. You taking her where you want to go. You going in there, she hurrying up. You go shopping with a woman, man, you a simp. I don't care who she is. You a grown man going shopping with a woman, man. Hey, bro, that's simping, man. I don't care. It don't matter who she is. If going shopping with her means she's going shopping and you're tagging along. So you sitting in a chair over there, man, waiting on her, man, by the hour in every store. Man, you crazy. I got better things to do. I got better things to do, bro. I ain't wasting no time like that. Just imagine yourself in the mall, man, standing up holding your woman purse. Trying to hold it in a way that don't look feminine. It's a purse, dog. No matter how you hold it, it looks feminine. It's a purse. It's a women's purse. So, but little things like that, man, dudes overlook, man, that ain't nothing, man. That's my woman, man. I can, I walk around holding her purse. And come on, bro. Man, the modern man is too willing to give up his power. Anytime you compromise the way you are, who you are, and what you stand for, you give up your power. Anytime you change for someone, you give up your power. It's a powerful thing. It's a powerful position to make someone change who they are. Powerful. Powerful. Go to basic training in the military, first thing they do, man, share your face and your head. Change you instantly. Change you instantly. Anyone who can change you, they take control of you. Because this is the thing about change. When you change for someone, they control you because you don't even know you. You transform into what they want you to be, so they control that thing because it's theirs. That identity belongs to that woman. That identity belongs to that job. That identity belongs to that group. And whoever that identity belongs to controls it. Because you don't even know what to do with that identity. It's not who you've been your whole life. Changing for someone, man, is the weakest thing a man could do. Like willingly meeting a woman and you're going to change for her. You're going to become who she wants you to be. Come on, bro. You know that ain't real. Ace one.